Still matters finance bill, and as Kenyans continue to wait and see how their members of parliament will debate and vote on the contentious Finance Bill 2023, Christ is the Answer Ministry's presiding bishop, Callisto Odede, has urged the government not to force the bill on Kenyans. In an exclusive interview with Hope TV, Bishop Odede stated that the heavy taxation being recommended by the bill is retrogressive, both to economic growth and businesses of individuals. Our very own reporter Alice Diana spoke with the bishop and brings us this story.
Even as the Parliamentary Committee on Finance reached a consensus to amend some of the controversial clauses in the Financial Bill 2023 after a 5-day retreat in Naivasha, Christ is the Answer Ministry CITAM's presiding Bishop Callisto Odede has urged members of Parliament to consider the views of the public. Bishop Odede noted that as much as the bill contains certain good things, it also contains certain things that should be thought out. According to the man of cloth, issues such as the housing levy should be more of voluntary rather than forced.
When it comes to issues of housing tax, whether we call it levy or tax, that should be more of voluntary rather than forced. And it needs to be done in a way that people are agreeing. The way we are going around it is actually seeming like the government is basically raiding people's bank accounts.
Bishop Odede has called on lawmakers to listen more to what Kenyans are saying about the bill before rushing in to cast their votes.
We all need to know, parliamentarians, that we have been chosen by our members, the public, and we need to have an ear to hear what are actually is the word on the ground. What is the public saying about some of these matters? And I think if I hear correctly, being a pastor who is also in charge of publics, is that the kind of heavy taxation that is being recommended by the bill is actually retrogressive both to economic growth and also to personal businesses of individuals.
Speaking on the country's economy, the clergy, who noted that some aspects affecting the economy are self-made, has advised the government to cut down the country's budget in areas such as reducing the positions within government that are not necessary at the moment.
Apart from the international impact, there are other aspects that are affecting the economy that I think are self-made. There is no need for us to float our budget when we do not have the income, because we know we are going to be borrowing. There are certain positions within the government, CASs and others, that do not have to be in the government at this particular time.
With just a day remaining before the 17-member task force formed to probe churches in the country following the Shakahola massacre, in which hundreds of people have died of alleged starvation, begins collecting views, Bishop Odede has stated that there is need for churches to be self-regulated.
Truth be spoken, some of our churches have been charlatans, some of our churches have actually been more of toxic churches, which are damaging people, both psychologically, emotionally, and even leading to death, as we have seen. So they do need a sense in which they are reined in, that they do not go outside. But some of the churches, I think majority of us would prefer a situation where we headed towards a direction of self-regulation, where we came up with some agreed standards, which we would be saying, let all churches interact and agree to live and operate according to these standards. And then any church that operates outside these standards, the government is at liberty to deal with them according to the law.
Odede has called on members of the public and church leaders to come out and express their opinions clearly before the task force. He has also expressed optimism that churches will be given an opportunity to produce documents that will help them in self-regulation. For Hope TV News Watch, I'm Alice Diana.